Hello, 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 hello. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. We are live building today here. Eventually, let's see. Yes, so this is this is what I have for instructions here for this printed out instructions because this is not a production copy of this kit yet, so we'll get into this here just a second. I'll let a few more people just kind of mosey in here, but how are y'all doing? Those of you who are with us at the moment on this Friday live stream, the first of 2026. It's going to be a while before I get used to saying 2026. I'm sure there'll be still a few, for the first couple months, you have those moments where you're just going to be saying the wrong year. Indeed. Happy New Year. Yes. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome. Happy New Year. Shall we get started? Well, I'll just kind of finish getting set up here a bit, I guess, because we have some other stuff. And let's see. Parts. I haven't really dug through the metal parts and everything here too much yet, but I can kind of recognize where all these parts go, at least for now anyway. If y'all shift them out, yeah. So now that we're getting a few more people in here, just to reiterate for everyone, well, I haven't said it yet, but just to let everyone know, no, we've not gotten this kit in yet here. So if you pre-ordered it, just very important to let you guys know that this is an early copy that I got from the manufacturer directly, just for the purposes of for me to build and review and share with you guys here, just ahead of the release. Now I know that this kit has been very delayed, and so a lot of you guys who have pre-ordered it have maybe patiently or impatiently been waiting for this release. And so for that, on behalf of everybody here, we apologize. It hasn't been something that's been in our control. It was just the manufacturer kind of going back and retooling aspects of the kit, as I understand it, and they just wanted to delay it, which honestly sucks to have to wait for stuff. But if that means that the kit is better in the end, I think that's probably preferable, right? You would rather wait rather than getting. Because we've seen kits out that probably should have been left in the oven a little while longer. That could have gone through a little bit more refinement before going into final production. And with them holding this one off and going through with more refinements to it to try to make the kit better, I think it's ultimately just gonna be better for us as the builders in the end, right? So yeah, the kit is it's gonna be on the way to the US, as I understand it. I can't say any dates specifically, but it's looking like it should be here beginning of February, in the first half of February at least. So yeah, if you've pre-ordered it, I know it's been a long wait. I know it sucks to be able to watch me and I get to build it. That said, what I'm building here is also not a finished build. This is an early release copy of the kit. So I was informed from our supplier that there might be a few things that are going to be changed in the finished release. Obviously, the finished release will have a proper manual. I just have the manual just kind of printed out here. I don't have a proper box for it. I do have the water slide decals, which is cool, water slides and stickers and stuff. So that I would assume there's probably not going to be changes with that. The clear parts, I was also informed that the clear effect parts are also going to be a little bit darker in the production model from what I have here. So these are kind of like a normal kind of like clear pink, sort of like beam saber kind of color. But I was informed that they're going to be a bit darker, a bit more of a clear red for the actual release of the kit. So there's going to be a few things, and yeah, they told me that there's a few parts that they know need a little bit of refining from the copy that I got to the copy that you guys will get. So Yeah, but I will say, just going through, just preparing all the parts for the live build today, just getting everything ready. I mean, it seems good from what I can tell. I mean, I haven't put anything together yet, but from what I can tell so far, it seems like everything should be pretty smooth. The mold looks good, details look nice, so I'm not really expecting too much issue with this, even though it is, again, an early copy. So let's get into it. And if you guys have questions along the way, yeah, please do. Feel free to ask. Feel free to engage caps lock too if you guys want, just to make sure that I can pick out your questions or comments there in the chat. Questions preferably. I mean, if you just have comments, you don't have to put that in caps. But is this the Wolf? Yes, this is the Wolf Technology Wolf model, aka Barbatos Lupus Rex. Here, I'm in the middle of my first water slide job. They're tough, but they look awesome. They're not that tough, trust me. It's your first time, so you're kind of getting the hang of it, but trust me, by the time it's your second time doing water slides, you'll feel like, hey, this is easy. They're not that challenging. I know at first it's like kind of different, but you'll get used to it quickly, and they're definitely a much better way to go than like sticker decals, for example. Comparing water slides with dry transfer is a little different because like, in all honesty, dry transfers do look the best because they don't have any sort of border around the printing at all. And I mean, but they're, in my opinion, dry transfers are the most challenging to put on and the most like unforgiving. So those are by far, in my opinion, the most challenging kind of decals. Water slides for me, I mean, at this point are very easy. What I struggle with, actually, with, if anything, with water slides, when it comes to water slides, is if you're like with this kit, for example, you have, you know, a specific set of water slides for this kit, and there's a guide for it to show you exactly where they go, so it's quick, it's easy. But when you're doing it with decals, like if I had other decals that I wanted to put on this, so there's no guide to it, and I just have to kind of figure it out all out by myself, that's when it gets hard because it just takes forever. It takes forever because you have to find where you want to put a decal, and then you have to find just the right decal you want to put there, and it's just a very time-consuming process. But using Citadel paints for my HGAC upgrade form kits. Nice. I've not ever used Citadel paints at all for anything. Do a GK Dom 100 with bazooka. I mentioned this before, and I don't know if maybe this is what you're referencing, but I do have a Dom garage kit that changes the master grade Dom to the Dom Tropin. It's somewhere in my resin backlog, which I've got a good amount of. More tedious? Yeah, decals can be tedious, that's for sure. That is true. Question for panel lining, should I be priming the kit first? I heard plastics can crack. Well, priming is really kind of only, I mean, if you're planning on painting, then yeah, priming is a good idea. If you're just planning on panel lining, then I mean, if it's a white part and you wanted to put white primer on it, then sure, it would help protect the plastic a little bit from panel liner. But otherwise, I mean, if you're wanting the part to be white and you're using gray surfacer or primer, then, you know, you would have to spray your surfacer and then paint and then panel line, which would be the normal progression, but it just kind of depends on what you're wanting to do. Can you do an MG GQuax Dom? Not an MG, no. That's not something that would be in my wheelhouse, but the HG kit is one that I still have yet to build, so I would like to build that when I get a chance. Let's get started here on the build. Here, starting with the head. There are no metal parts for in the head, which I think is pretty normal. Most kits that do like the whole metal frame thing usually are not including any kind of metal frame parts for the head, although I think I have seen it before. I think it is a thing. We got clear parts for the eyes. Oh, we'll zoom in here a bit too for you guys. How's that? A bit more? We have a clear part for the eyes, separate part for the face here. Need to tighten my bolt on my camera there so it's not rotating when I'm trying to just adjust the focus. But anyway, just want you guys to be able to see it as well as possible. And then a red part for the beard, of course. But yeah, this is everything that I've seen, like I said, of just preparing the kit so far, it looks nice. So I'm thinking that's going to turn out pretty good. Thoughts on the Kotobukiya Vios that's coming out? What's that? I don't actually know what you're referring to. Sorry to say. The only problem with the printed instructions that I have is that they're not easy to see. Okay, I think that's right. Just imagine just like photocopied instructions. I'm gonna do my best there, but you might have to deal with me like squinting at the manual a lot for this live build. So I'm sorry to say, but yeah, just do keep in mind again that it's early production model and that there are issues that are known to the manufacturer that they're working on fixing, I should say, before the full release, and that this is an early copy, which I thought we just ran into there for a second. It looked like that part wasn't going to quite go in, but then it did. So okay, I thought I was going to have to just trim that little peg right there. Sorry about that. I'll silence my phone. Don't you hate when someone doesn't silence their phone at the movie? Speaking of movies, over the break, I saw a new Avatar movie. What did you guys think? Those of you guys who have seen it, if any of you have seen it. It's not one that I mean, I don't know. I guess I would have watched it. It's not one that I maybe would have rushed out to see, but over the holidays, we were at my parents' house. And we like going to the movies, even though actually neither of my parents did go to the movie together. It was just my family, me and my wife and the kids. It was good, better than I expected, actually, to be honest. So I was happy about that. And yeah, so far this is going together really nice, I will say. We've only done a couple of parts thus far, but I think you can, with these kits, you can pretty quickly kind of get a feel for, you know, how it's going to go overall. And I gotta say, so far so good. And I think it looks really nice too there so far. The second V-fin is a little bit different on the back because it's one for connecting the effect parts into. You have like the effect part coming from the eyes, whatever. That's what this other V-fin is for. Let's stick that back aside for the moment. But just to give you guys a nice close-up look here. So far, the clear parts, I mean, something that I've been talking about, I feel like a lot lately, just clear parts for the eyes, especially with the SNA kits, because some of those that we've built recently have nice gold parts for the eyes, which I prefer because they're much more visible. Clear parts are cool because, like, in theory, clear is the correct color that they should be. But just clear parts ultimately end up just looking very dark, and they're kind of hard to see unless you use stickers or something for them. Well, we do have stickers. Do we have stickers for the eyes? Yeah, we do. So, all right, might as well put those on. Might as well. It looks like in my... maybe it is. I'm just going to say in the manual that I have, which again is just not a finished manual, and it's just a printed out copy. I don't know if it's saying where the stickers go, but it kind of does. I think. I am going to go ahead and put these stickers on here. I know I'm still zoomed in. Bear with me a minute. And also be careful not to mess up the V-fin without taking this all apart. I'm seeing if I can get the eye stickers. I'm noticing the eye stickers are not exactly the right size. It looks like the eye stickers are actually slightly smaller than the actual plastic part, but it looks like they fit on there pretty good. We also have the stickers here in both red and green. It's very Christmassy. I guess if you want to do like a more berserk look, right, then you could have the eyes in red. I'm going for green just since that's normal. Here you go. So even though we've got the clear parts, the stickers will just catch the light better and just kind of look nicer just for review purposes. If I was going to be like finishing the kit, actually like painting and everything, I probably would use paint for that, I think. So we'll just keep those here just in case. And so there we go. Here's how the head's looking so far. I think it looks nice. No seams, no runs, no drips. Well, it's got drip, I guess you could say. Okay, then on to the body. So the torso, we've got this big chunk of the frame, which is all pre-built for us here. It's a mix of plastic and die-cast parts, typical kind of metal frame for these kind of kits. It does look like it's basically the same as the Master Grade Barbatos frame, just a mix of plastic and metal parts in this case. So I'm just want to kind of like bend everything a bit, just loosen everything up a bit before we stick the armor on there. The joints are pretty tight here, so I just want to loosen it up a bit because it's easier to loosen up the joints and get everything kind of not loose, but just, you know, you want it to be able to move. Once the armor is on, then you don't want it to be like trying to stretch and move anything too much that's not supposed to move, and all the armor's on. It's better to loosen it up a little bit beforehand. So it is such a cool frame. I agree. Let me re-rack our focus here a bit. You guys can see that. There we go. Okay. Oh, I didn't really get that quite right. Sorry, guys. I hate using autofocus for anything, so I just kind of refuse to. You just have to deal with me fixing the focus manually from time to time. Apologize. Okay. Because when you're trying to do it with autofocus, then it's like focusing on the wrong thing. You're trying to like to do one of these to try to get to focus, right? And then it's just kind of goofy. I can use chopsticks very well, to quote a phrase that's often used in my household. It's kind of a joke. I don't even remember what that's from. It's from something. I think what was it? I don't know. I think it's from like a textbook back like when I was teaching English or something. There's a textbook, and that was like one of the things that it was teaching. It's like, would you like a fork? No, thank you. I can use chopsticks very well. Something like that. Is this meant to push into there more or not? They have the logo here for the chest. Is there a seat for the figure? Oh, well, yeah, I guess so. I don't remember what it looks like on like the actual Barbatos, but it looks like yes in there. Just because as far as I can remember, most of the frame here, it looks pretty much unchanged. So I would assume the answer is yes. And I don't know if that's meant to plug in more than that. It seems like it is. Hang on, let me just kind of back it out and see if I can tell what's going on with that. What this needs to get into place. Shave this down a little bit here on the inside. Just barely scrape that a little bit just to kind of make sure there's no obstruction. Just trying to get the white part into there because it seems like it should pop all the way through. Oop. Yeah, I think so. Let's see. To find the right instrument to push on that. I don't know, or maybe that's all there is to it. I don't know if I should try to keep pushing that through or if that's just going to be the extent of it. It's like not all the way pushed out there, so I don't know if that's right. But like, again, it's kind of hard to tell in the manual. It looks like it is supposed to be all the way in there. Let me try one more time. Just gonna back it out and Just check one more time, make sure I'm not missing anything. It looks like it should fit in there. Like there shouldn't be anything in the way. Let's see. What's up, Chris Pabs? Just gonna give this a brush to make sure there's not something in there that maybe I'm just not seeing. It's just kind of blocking it, because otherwise this also might be one of the issues that is being fixed. Because like I said, again, just to reiterate, if anybody's coming in late, or just to kind of reiterate now that it seems we're running into this issue, it seems like that's all the way in there. It's just that the white doesn't actually extend all the way through. Maybe that's going to be fixed, or maybe that's just how it is. But again, yeah, I was told by the manufacturer that there are things that are being fixed. So maybe that's one of them. That's meant to, I think, slide up a bit more, isn't it? Or maybe that's it. I don't know if that's right for the position of that. See, as I remember, this part actually is meant to slide, and it's not sliding. So maybe that's it. We'll see. Okay, let's just move on to the next part, and we'll find out. We'll see what we find. Oh, okay. Again, also, as a reminder, keep in mind that I'm not able to see the manual super well. I am kind of having to battle that aspect of this as well. I think I'm getting it. Oh. Yeah, and so I gotta say, I am finding everything to be fitting pretty well. Actually, aside from just that one part there at the center of the chest that I'm not sure about, everything else, like these parts that I just popped together, those went together really smoothly. Everything on the head was really smooth. So I think I just need to trust the kit, and where I'm maybe running into issues like that part there on the chest, where I'm not sure if it's fit in there correctly. I think I just have to trust that it is, because everything else so far is going together just fine. So I think that's right. One thing that would be nice to have, like if I had like a finished like full manual, which would be good for checking things like this if I'm not sure. One thing that is good is you can just check how the kit looks like in finished photos. So like, if, usually like the front or the back of the manual, there's photos of the finished kit, and I would be able to look at it and see like, oh, is that how the chest is supposed to look or not? Without those finished photos, it is kind of hard to tell. I guess I could look at like the photos online, but again, it might be changed. So it's kind of hard to know for sure. But let's see. These parts for that later. This one's here. It's kind of hard to see. Oops, I think this is right. Ah. Yeah, no, to be honest, like everything is actually fitting really nicely. As I said, when I was just going through getting all the parts ready, I was kind of feeling like that. It felt like the mold seemed really like nice and clean just from the parts, but then you kind of don't really know how it's ultimately gonna fit for sure until you start putting things together. And so far, it's going together really nicely. I say that as I suddenly run into a piece that I'm like struggling with, but I think it's just because of the orientation of it's kind of awkward. You have to like push it up from the bottom, which is a little tricky. All right, then you got these bits here that go on the back in a certain way. Again, it's kind of hard to tell. I think this is right this way. There you go. Okay, got that. Oof. It is a little tricky, I will say. It's like, imagine if you just like photocopied the manual and then photocopied that photocopy. That's basically what I've got to work with, but we're making it work. Those photos could also be on the box. Yes, yeah. Typically, you would have like your production photos. You could check for reference on the box as well. Yeah, it would also be a good place to check. But yeah, I mean, just as a reminder for if you're coming in late and you missed me showing this earlier, but yeah, this is what I've got to go off of here. So, I mean, you can kind of see everything sort of well enough, but I am having to squint a little bit. I have the digital file too. I could look at on the computer, but I find it, I mean, I don't know, maybe it would be easier, but usually I find it much easier to look at like a paper. I hate having to look at instructions like on a screen. I have had to do that. Fortunately, not many times, but I've had to do that before for building kits where you have to like, just like look at on like your computer or tablet or worse, like a phone or something. But I definitely prefer to have them in paper form. That's on. This part's a little bit tricky because you have to push it onto the side, but the problem is that there's not like something here in the middle. There's a bit of a gap here in the middle, so when you're trying to push it, the peg from this white part should be going into there, but because there's no resistance behind it, it doesn't quite go in. So I just use the back of the tweezers just to give it something to push on, basically to get that peg in there. So that's much easier. Okay. This part goes here on the front of the frame. And then just the last couple of parts here on this. Let's see. This one goes here on the bottom. Or wait. Oh, yeah, hang on. The bottom, right? Like so. Interestingly, does have a very wolf. I don't know, just this front part of the chest does kind of look like a bit like a wolf head, right? With the kind of the eyes, the ears, the pointed nose there, doesn't it? And then this part goes, it's supposed to be sticking up, I guess. Like that, is that right? Looks right as far as I can tell. Okay, there we go. Pretty good looking bust there so far, I gotta say. And yeah, the fit's nice. The details are really nice and crisp. I gotta say, yeah, if this is kind of part of the reason why it's been delayed, that they've been, you know, like refining the mold, refining the fit on everything. I mean, I would say, yeah, definitely seems good. Seems worth the wait. So let's go ahead and move on to the arms then, which are next. The photos, they're using still the Lab Zero Lupus Rex, or have they finally gotten their own camera out? I'm not sure, Chris. I'm not sure about that. I do not know. You'll be pleased to know that the fingers, like the fingers, are actually separate yellow parts. So no having to use stickers or having to paint those. I know a lot of people will be glad about that. Or you can paint them if you want, but those being separate parts just means they're going to be easier to paint as well. So that's these little yellow bits here. And a good amount of parts here. A couple more. Okay. Before I might lose this, let me just scoot that aside. There's, well, I guess oh yeah, it will. Okay. There's a little tab that fits in the palm. And that's for tabbing weapons into the hand. That's good. That'll just fit in there. I'm just going to put that in before I risk losing it. Okay. There are a good amount of little parts in here. So you are going to want to make sure you're watching out for those. All right. I think I got this one right here. And some of these, just again, because of the photocopied manual, I know I'm like harping on this a lot, but because of the photocopied manual, I just feel like it's one of the things that's just really giving me most grief. It's going to make this the most challenging. Getting there. Wait, that's definitely that, right? Or is it? Hang on. No, it's not that. There's another part here that I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is. Hang on. Because this looks different. There's a part here. Can anybody read Chinese? Can you tell me what this says right here? It goes into the shoulder. So this is the shoulder assembly here, and you've got this bit, which is not numbered, so it's not a part. I don't know if it's supposed to be like an LED unit. This is meant to have LED units in it, which I did not get. So maybe that's what that's meant to be. Now let me see what else I got here. I feel like that's maybe what that's meant to be, and I just don't have it. We got the decal guide here, like that. I'm not sure what that part is supposed to be. So this is an early test model that was sent out a while back since USA sent an email. Yes, yeah. So Maniac, to answer your question, and again, yes, to reiterate this, just for anybody that's coming in later, I talked about this earlier, but yes, this is an early copy that I got from the manufacturer for review. The kit is supposed to be getting this in here at USA Gundam Store beginning or middle, around there, mid February. Yes. So I can tell this. So there's a couple things. Number one, I'm not sure what that part is. I don't know. or that's not even a part there at all. It's just showing it from the side. I think that's what it is actually. It's not a separate part. It's just showing it from the side angle just to show like the orientation of how the parts fit together. Yeah, it's too blurred to translate. Yeah, I think so too. But I think what it is, it's just showing the construction from the side angle just to see like how the orientation is supposed to be, because I can also tell that this part looks slightly different in the manual. It has a little bit like on the top, which is missing from the actual part. But anyway, it fits into there fine, and so I think that's how it's supposed to be, and it's just showing it from a side angle there. So I think it's all right. Looks good anyway. So we'll move on under that assumption that this is just then supposed to fit together like this, and then we're on the right track. We're doing fine. So I think that's good. Oh, this part's a little crooked in there for some reason. There we go. That goes like that. This one here like so. So yeah, just as I was saying, I know that a lot of people have been waiting for this kit as it has been delayed, and so thank you to everybody that's been patiently waiting. I can tell you just from my experience here so far today, it seems like it's going to be worth the wait. It's been a nice build so far, and it looks good. And again, like I said a moment ago, that it's probably for the best that they did. I mean, I don't know what the first iteration looked like, what problems it may or may not have had, but the fact that this is going together as well as it is, I think is definitely what you would prefer to have, rather than something that might have issues. So it's all good. Let's see, this part's this one. We do have a pre-built frame part here for the arm, which it's mostly plastic. There's a little bit of metal there at the elbow. Most of the pre-built frame here is plastic though, the bicep and the part of the piston at the back, the main forearm frame there. We'll get to that in just a second. Once we finish the shoulder, there's a part that I'm missing. Maybe I just have it in the wrong spot. Let me see. Otherwise, I don't think it's here. I think I know basically what we're meant to be looking for. Yeah, okay. Why do I not have that here? I don't know. Okay. I think I've got one of these blue parts in the wrong spot, it would seem, or I'm just like looking. Oh yeah, it was just underneath the other part. Okay, that works. Okay, so we've got these and then these other blue parts that fit on the side. Something like this, it would appear. We'll find out in a moment if that's right, but that looks right. And that just goes onto there like that. Does it actually move up and down as it looks like it might? Can I slide out a little bit? Sort of, although I don't really know what that necessarily will accomplish, but that does slide a little bit, it seems, for this armor part there on the side of the shoulder. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year, Saku-chan. Looks good. Going to get this after the lupus. Nice. What happened to your Sasbi resin dress-up project? Where is it? Will? Interesting you ask that. So I have an MG Sasbi resin dress-up project, which I thought I had up here on the shelf, but I'm not sure where. But I do have the RG Sasbi resin dress-up project, which is right here. All the parts are all separated out. The resin parts mixed with the plastic parts, so it's just a matter of cleaning everything up and painting everything. But yeah, that is actually right here next to me. I don't think it's something that I'm going to be working on very soon, but I did pull it down off the shelf. And so it is on the to-do list for 2026, that's for sure. A resin project, yeah, Chris, yeah, definitely do have at least that on the to-do list for this year, and then if not, whatever else we can get our hands on, but we'll see. Okay, so shoulder armor. All right, so we just build the shoulder armor and then the other side shoulder armor, and then we move to the arms, but I'm gonna come back to the other half of that. So it looks like we have to, let's see, do we have to? I don't want to if we don't have to, but it looks like we do have to disassemble the forearm frame here for a minute, because we're going to add parts on the inside and then put it back together. So I will say I don't like that. I would rather them not give us a pre-built frame part that we're left to disassemble, because I feel like leaving this for people to disassemble is going to lead to people breaking parts. So have a part separator and then be very careful with this, because you don't want to break anything on a frame part here for the forearm. If you break, like, it looks like there's like 4 pegs holding that together, so if you were to accidentally break one of the pegs, you would be fine. It wouldn't be a big deal, but I would just say, again, just be careful with that. You don't want to break anything unnecessarily. Just gonna add this little blue part inside there. I think that's right. It is kind of hard to see, and it is a little bit tight. Just tiny little bit. I'm gonna cut that out. Just shave it down the inside a little bit, maybe try to. It's a little bit better fit there for that little blue part there on the inside of the elbow. Damn, you didn't say you were starting. I didn't have to tell you I was starting. It was well known when I was starting. John Luke, you're just late to the party. Sorry, but yeah, we've got the torso built so far. We're on the torso now. No, we're on the, what are we on? The arms. That's it. Okay. All right. Yeah, appreciate your guys' audience as well as your patience, just because, like I said, it's definitely a little bit, I mean, it's a master grade, so, well, it's a master grade in essentially a master grade, but so it's not going to go together like really quick, but it is going together a little slower than usual, just because of not being able to see the manual super clearly. Another little bit, just a little bit of flash I noticed on the inside of this tiny little yellow part here for the back side of the arm, which goes, let's see, I'm not sure, pointed up or pointed down. It's kind of hard to tell because I can't see. I'm gonna say pointed up. Okay. And I might have been wrong. If that's not gonna fit in there like that, I might have to switch it around. Or actually it goes sideways. In that case, then I don't know, then the orientation of that might actually matter more because of that, although I'm not entirely sure. Okay, I'm not sure about that. This little yellow bit right here on the back side of the arm, you see it has like a notch there on the side. You could put it in the other way and have the notch pointed the other way. I'm not sure which is the correct way because it's so small I can't see it in the manual. If it's meant to go like that or the other way. So I don't know. But Just gonna hope that that's right and that I don't have to disassemble. I don't think that I really can't expect that that's going to be anything that's really going to matter too much. Oh well, there's like a little zoom. This is unfortunate. There is here, so that's the part, the little W117 right there. And as you can see, I mean, like, it's impossible to decipher the orientation of that. It is zoomed in here to show you how it's meant to be, but it's still kind of hard to tell. It looks like this is the flat side, not the notched side. So I'm going to switch it around and hope that that's right. Again, I don't think it's going to be very consequential for anything. It's this little yellow part here, but maybe that little notch is going to actually be important for something. We'll find out. But I guess that seems right. Okay. Set that down for a moment. Before closing that up, we got a little clear part here. Other little clear part. Gonna have to use tweezers to get this one in here too. It's a little clear part for the side of the forearm. And it's cool that it's a clear part, but like looking at it from the outside, and if this was clear or if it was gray, you wouldn't really know the difference unless it's lit or something. Or if you like paint some silver on the backside of this, maybe you'd be able to tell that it's clear blue. Otherwise, you really are not really going to be able to tell that that's a clear blue part in there on the side of the forearm. So it's cool, but it's not going to be very noticeable, unfortunately. Can't quite get this on here. Here we go. Okay. Once that popped into place, it's actually a very nice fit. All right. For the other side here, well, there is a little nub there I'm noticing that I missed, I think. Looks like it. I think I had the same thing on the other side too. I'm gonna take this off in real quick if I can. Oops. Just snapped the tip of my knife blade. That's annoying. That's why you use a part separator and not your knife, but you know, sometimes just impatient. Now I have to get a new knife blade on here, but we'll get there. That, I don't know. It doesn't look necessarily like a nub, but it does seem like it is. I just want to try to trim this here real quick a little bit. To put that piece back on too. Because there's not a cutout for it in the white armor piece. It's not like a thing that's supposed to fit in there. No, uh-oh. Now where did that tiny little... There it is. A tiny little blue part almost lost there in the process. Get that on there, get that on there. Put this back here. And we'll get there. Just a moment. All right. When running them lengthwise, they take some maneuvering to get them to catch. What's that referring to? Not sure if that's referring to something that I was putting together or something different. I'm sorry, but... Okay, let's see. What's this? What's this? All right, this little yellow part is giving me... That little yellow part is making a problem now because it actually doesn't... Oh... I see. I also had this yellow part in kind of backwards in a way, but in a way that's kind of hard to describe. It's actually meant to go like that. Okay. Now let's try this again. Okay, everything's there. Everyone present and accounted for. No parts popped out there along the way. No. We're all good. Make sure I got everything in. There's a lot of parts still here that are still yet to go on, so it's kind of making me a bit nervous. It's making me feel like I missed something, but we'll find out here in just a minute. I think I got everything on there. That's there. That's there. That's all there. All right, I think we're all good. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, there's still a good amount of parts there. I know some of these are just like for the hand. Like this here, for example. Oh, gun primer files? Okay. That's what you're referring to. Sorry about that. HJ1. Actual little metal nails here for the spiky bits. Which is going to be on the back side of the forearm. Here. Is that nubs on there too? Again, this is like a weird instance. This is what it was like on the top of the forearm frame as well. So, yeah, there were less so on this arm, but it doesn't really have them. You can kind of see, kind of threw me off. The other one had it more, but you can kind of see where it looks like there's like a little bit of a nub, like right there. It's pretty flat on this one, so there's nothing there. But here on the back side of the forearm, you can see there's these little ones right here too, which it almost looks like a molded detail, except for the fact that they're uneven. That one side is definitely more prominent than the other, so I'm guessing that is supposed to be removed. We'll just go ahead and just kind of slice those off there real quick. This is on the other arm, obviously, that we're not working on quite yet, but this arm has them on here the same way too. I'm guessing those are not supposed to be on there. So even though this was like a pre-built part of the frame that you're not cutting off the runner yourself, do check if it has like anything that looks like it might be a nub that needs to be removed, because it might get in the way. So of our little like actual nail bit here, it's gonna extend out from the back of the wrist, back of the forearm, essentially. There. Okay. It's a lot of parts just for the arms. Yeah. And we're not done yet, but they look good. And also, I mean, you have to remember that this guy does have pretty big arms. So normally the arms like aren't as large, and so it doesn't have like as many pieces. But like, kind of easy to see why the complexity is like almost that of what you would expect like for legs. The legs are larger, more pieces, and all that. But when you got big arms, they just need a lot of parts. So here's that. I do kind of wish that these piping bits there in the front of the forearms, that those were a separate part. Easy enough to paint, easy enough to mask and paint those. But it would have been cool if those were separate parts in like a different color or something. It would be nice. Let's see, where are we? So I think that's all for that. Where's this part go? I'm just gonna assume right here on the front. The forearm. Okay, yeah, there was. I missed it in the instructions. That goes there. That's our arm done. And then for the hands, all right, now this is going to be a little tricky. Okay, so we got a palm part. Let's do this one. Ooh. Yep. Fortunately, that didn't go too far. That's on there. And then our fingers. Okay, the thumb is different. Here's that. And the claw parts. The claw parts different, or are they all the same? 37, 37. Okay, I think they're all the same. All part W2, 37. So that should be good. There's our thumb. Right? Seems like that's not like... Oh, okay. That will bend more once we get that pushed on all the way. Okay. Never mind. Just a moment. That's right? Okay. Phew. It is a lot of parts. You know what they say about mechs with big arms? I don't know. What is it, David? I don't know. Big arms. They say the same thing about mechs with heavy arms. Just because they're big doesn't necessarily mean they're heavy, but if they're heavy, I mean, you would assume that they're also big. I guess it just could work the other way around too. All right. There's our fingers. And let's close this up. Ta-da! All right. There we go. Look at this thumb bit. Let's see. Get out of there. Okay, yeah, no, it's good. Okay, I was worried that the thumb wasn't gonna be able to like close up all the way. Oof, and you're also gonna really want to be careful because these like really sharp points on here can very easily be bent and probably broken as well. You're gonna want to be very gentle with those. It looks like it's gonna be. It seems like it's gonna be kind of a little bit of a trick in order to get this to actually close up into a fist of any sort. But probably you're just gonna want to leave it kind of open like that anyway, to show off the claws. They're certainly very sharp and cool. They're color separated parts and everything. The arm, yeah, the arm looks great. I really like how that's looking. Let's go ahead and get this on here. Yep. Get that in there all the way. And need to remember to be careful the V-pin too, because I don't want to damage that either. Anything with a fine, sharp point on it, I need to be like really cautious with it. There we go. All right. Certainly looking very cool now, for sure. Nice. Looks good. I might take a break from the other arm for a second and pause to put the waist together. Is that okay with you guys? Should we do the waist? That's like skipping way ahead, actually. Let's see. And then we'll come back to the other arm and the leg, something like that. We'll see. I just kind of want to skip around a bit. I missed a bit. Did you light any fireworks on Wednesday? No, I did not. I haven't done any fireworks since, I think, last 4th of July. So not 4th of July of 2025, but 2024 4th of July. And got yelled at by one of my neighbors who was concerned that we were going to burn a hole in their pool enclosure. So we just kind of haven't done it since then. Do you know when the next build day is? The next build day is going to be not the 3rd Saturday, but the last Saturday of this month, which I think is the 31st. Let me see. Yeah, the 31st, the last Saturday of January. So yeah, and I will be doing a class sort of course, not demonstration. What's the word? Well, you know what I mean. I'm just certainly drawing a blank. What is it called? Workshop. Yeah, that's it. A workshop on that day on decals. So yes, speaking of which, someone was just talking about that earlier. So yeah, decals. We'll be going over on that day. Let's get to work on the skirt here, and there'll be more information about that coming out later for you guys, for any of you guys that are interested. If you want to come and join that, we'll let you know some more info. So we've got, let's see, this is the piece I was looking for. Should fit in through the back. Oh, actually very nicely there. I like that. And then this yellow piece here on the front. Actually fits together very nicely, and you get a really nice color separation, little bits of the frame that you can see through the front of the skirt there. That was really nice. I sound surprised. I like, it might sound that I'm like surprised that the fit is good, in that like I was expecting it to be bad, but it's not that I was expecting it to be bad. But I was, as I said, the early copy, and I was warned from the manufacturer that there will be some bits that are still being refined. So I was like, okay, well, that's fine. You know, not a big deal if there's parts that like it's a little bit of a tight fit or it needs a little bit of modifying to get it quite right. I mean, I understand, but I mean, honestly, it's been fine so far. So far, so good. No issues that I've really come across. Whoa. Okay, that goes there. Right. And this one here on the top. Let's see. Am I talking about this kit? Yes. I need to build and paint a car model for my father-in-law's birthday this month. Wish me luck. Oh, yeah, that comes with its own different set of challenges for sure. Good luck with that. I'm not the right one to ask for help with something like that. Here it is. Part for the back skirt here. No, I think that's our clear part. Looks like. So again, I'm gonna have a moment here where I'm gonna have to try to decipher the manual as best I can because it's hard to see. But usually these kind of things become clear. No pun intended, since it's a clear part that we're working on, but become clear when like trying to fit. You'll notice that like, okay, it's only going to fit a certain way. So it should be all right. Just going to take a second. I think that's like that. There we go. Yeah, like that. Okay, cool. Easy enough. And this part here, but again, it's another case where like it's cool that it's a little clear blue part there, but it's hardly noticeable. It's a little bit larger, so it's like kind of noticeable there. Not that much. And then I got a little bit of a nub here that looks like I missed on both of these parts actually. I bit off more than I can chew with the car model. A bit off more than you can chew. I mean, if the nice thing about like building a model as a gift for someone, if it's a gift for someone who's not like a modeler, they're, you know, I don't know, assuming you don't completely muck it up, they're going to be impressed with it either way. I mean, like, you know, people who don't build models are usually impressed, and either way they'll give you the old like, wow, you made that kind of thing. So you should be all right. So that goes on there like that. Again, I'm kind of almost, it's like almost building this blind. A lot of this part here, trying to get these parts together in particular for this back skirt, kind of like it started with this clear part here, and then the rest of it too. I'm just kind of like having to kind of figure it out as I go along, just kind of blindly, because I can see generally in the instructions here that there's supposed to be a part that goes there, but I can't really quite see it very clearly, and I can't really quite see very clearly exactly the orientation or anything. It's definitely going to be a lot easier for y'all when you have the finished like, proper instruction booklet here for this, but figuring it out. So that should at least let you know that it's not too bad. Wait. No, that's not right. Hang on. Those are there. What's that? Sorry. I should be, let's see, that's this one here. I think so, yeah. Okay. Edit in a different spot. There occasionally are times when like because I cut out all the parts to do the build, and sometimes I just, even no matter how many times like I go back and forth in manual, there'll be a part left on the runner and I just can't figure out where it goes. So I just can't find it in the runner just because I'm just like looking over it again and again and again. So I'll just toss it into like a different part. I don't know exactly if it's supposed to be for the torso or the waist or where exactly, but I'll just put it somewhere for the time being, and then like I at least generally know where it is. So then later when I actually do come across it in the manual, I'm like, oh yeah, that's that part that I was looking for. Or that I couldn't find where it goes when cutting the parts out anyway. Ow. Oops. Guessing that's not right, but let's see. Yeah, that was not right. It was this way. And I guess the reason for building the legs first is that, according to the manual, you're supposed to connect the legs to the hips first before putting the rest of the skirt armor on. So I guess we'll do that. And then we'll come back to the arms. Kind of a roundabout way of going through the construction. We'll get there. It is definitely taking some time to go through this just because it is somewhat unusual, the build process here for this. And there's, let's see, some aspect of this that we're actually kind of missing. Let's see. That's gonna fit onto there. That, okay, good. Actually pretty solid there. Oh, no, okay. So I'll leave off the side skirts for now. Everything else we should be good on. Put the front and back skirts onto here. And then we'll just leave the side skirts till after we get the legs on, because sometimes those can kind of get in the way. You're trying to attach the legs onto the hips, although based on what we have for the connection here, it looks like it probably would be fine. But we'll get that back in there in a second. Like that. It's kind of hard to see what I'm doing with this. I need to push the center part on, but the back skirts are kind of getting in the way. Yeah. Okay, let's try it this way. Oh, that might be the problem. There was a little bit of nub in there that was also kind of getting in the way. So let's try putting this on first without the back skirts. Is that? All right. And sometimes just like the first time you're connecting the pegs, it can be like a little snug, because like the little bit of plastic just kind of needs to be wedged a bit. And so do that first, take it apart, and it should go together much easier now. There you go, like that. Okay, all right, it's looking really good. Go like that. Let's put together a leg, shall we? Are we on time? Oh, we're good. Yeah, we got plenty of time. Very good. All right, let's see. Leg. So the frames, the left and the right side, are the same. I should have checked that more carefully, but it would seem that they are. And also just go over the plastic bits of the frame here, make sure there's not any bits of nub. It looks like there might be a little bit of what looks like a little bit kind of a nub here on the frame. I'm gonna go ahead and move that off the plastic bit anyway. If there was any kind of like nub or something on the metal part of the frame, you'd have to like break out a metal file, which could certainly be the case, because I think the metal frame is just designed off of basically just casting the the plastic frame. So if the nubs weren't cleaned up properly on the plastic frame that was used to make the cast, then that would also come through on the metal parts, which interestingly was the case for Bandai's metal 144 scale Gundam kit they came out with a number of years ago. You guys remember that? It was like $2,000 for that. It wasn't like titanium. It was like something kind of, I think they called it, they might have called it like the Gundarium alloy. It was like a 144 scale Gundam kit. It was like all metal, super crazy expensive, and like the nubs on it were bad. So I don't know how they got away with that, but I was kind of glad that I didn't end up getting one, because it's like, oof, man, that was rough. Okay. Oh, this is for the back skirt. Dang. Or the back of the leg here. If I can find the white piece that I need first. It is, yep, this one. A12. Yeah, so I'm just looking at me right in the face. That, and then this part that fits on the top, I think is this one. It's really hard to see. I'm sorry to keep bringing this up. It's really hard to see in the manual. So I appreciate your guys' patience. Now it's like, it's not because of the fact that I've just got all these parts that I need to find the right part to go there, but it's just because of the fact that it's harder than usual to see what part I actually need in the manual there. So again, apologies, but all right. This one seems to be right here. This connection for this extension of the knee armor is pretty cool. Happy New Year, everyone. Yes, Happy New Year. You built the Asgard yet? Oh, the question about the Asgard was not directed to me, but I will answer, no, I have not built the Asgard yet. Probably will not at this point. This guy's here. Quite a lot of these frame parts that are just going on straight away before we get to like a lot of these other little parts, but I think a lot of this is also going to go like for like the feet, basically. It's like a little snug. Hang on. Let's see if that gets tighter. That's like not as tight as I would like it to be, but I think that will be better once we get this part onto here. That little gray bit there on the front is, you can probably trim that little bit. That's like kind of the first part so far on the entire build that I feel like the fit's not quite right, that it kind of really might be better to trim that a bit. Okay. And we got these yellow parts here. These gray parts underneath. It's a good thing that everything fits as well as it does, though. I mean, because yeah, with not being able to see super clearly in the manual and just having to kind of guess at a lot of the orientation of these parts, and it's good that it's pretty not self-explanatory. That's not the right word. Or foolproof. What's the word that I'm searching for? Not like user friendly, but what is it? Intuitive? Yes. That's what I was going for. Pretty intuitive build for a lot of this, fortunately. It's definitely making it easier for me. Ooh, this is going to be a tricky one, though. Okay, I think I got it. Phew. It's like this part, because it's like a light gray part, and just because of the fact that I'm looking at like a photocopy, this is like completely blended in. But fortunately, I was able to sort that out there as well. Pretty wide knee there, isn't it? Okay. It's coming together. When are we going to put that part there at the front? Okay, in just a bit, I guess. I want to kind of like skip ahead though, because it's like looking at me right in the face. This part that goes on the front, like the ankle. There's another little bit here for this. MS. Okay, so it's using the clear part here and this part. Like that. Okay. That's there, and then this goes up inside of here. Okay. Yeah, so that was skipping ahead a bit, but that's okay. Because it's going to basically just stick out like that above the foot. And this part fits over the top. Okay. Yeah, so put that down a second before we get too ahead of ourselves. We actually have to go back to this part here, which I guess is actually this one. That. Yeah, sorry, I'm ignoring the chat for a minute. If you guys have questions, again, you feel free to ask, but otherwise, bear with me for a minute. I'm just trying to get some of these parts together here. There we go. It's for the side of the leg there, like that. Probably too personal, but my wife wanted to know about how your wife is doing. We are sending a lot of love. Well, thank you. And that's not too personal. I don't mind. Yeah, she's doing well. Thank you for asking. She's doing well. She's off this week. And Yeah, she and the kids. She's a public elementary school staff. So they're still on Christmas vacation, Christmas winter vacation, I guess probably what they would call it. There's this for the side of the leg. There, like that. It is looking pretty cool, gotta say. All right, and for the feet. It's like this, isn't it? Yep. What's up, chat? What's up, K10 Mo? Happy New Year to all. Yes, Happy New Year. Thank you. There's that. What else am I missing here? Okay. This part here at the bottom. On our toes are also separate yellow parts, actually multiple parts. And I'd be quite surprised if I got that on the first try. It's kind of different for the left and the right, but I seem to have got it right on the first try. We'll see if I am able to do that again on the other foot. Our toe parts here like this. It goes on there. This part, oh man, this is going to be a challenge. Getting this little part there in between the toes. I'm going to have to push that on there very sneakily. Got that in, and then what? Keep like looking past where I'm at in the manual. I'm on like this step up here, and I keep accidentally looking like down here and having to like wait, what? Back and forth, up and down on the manual. Nice though. Goes together actually quite well. Looks good too. Quite the sharp little toenails there that it's got. And then, so you got that part on, and then these parts here for the side. Opposite one here. Like that, it is like that. Oh, interesting. Oop. Is that? Okay, next. Oh, okay. These are red parts here. On the side of the foot. All right. Getting there. Need our other spiky bit here, the metal nail part. Whoa, where did he get this beast? Is this a master grade? It's not technically a master grade. Yes, but essentially. Yeah, so this has been scheduled to come out for a while. It is definitely late, but it is coming. and should be here. Should be here the beginning of February. That's what we're being told. Oh, that's upside down. Beginning, middle of February, within the first 2 weeks of February. You know, assuming there's no transport issues, because you also just don't know what's going to happen. You know, a ship gets held up in port for whatever reason longer than it's meant to, or, you know, 100 other different things that can happen. So you kind of just don't really know what to expect. There's a part here that I seem to be missing. A couple of parts, actually, or I think. Let me see. Possibly. I think I've just got them in the wrong spot, but let's see. Let me skip ahead and I'll come back to that, because this is the part for the back of the thigh. There, okay, and then this is the part for the side of the thigh. Oops, not this way. Like that, yeah, okay, good. And okay, yeah, so I think I've got to find this little part. I probably just got it in the wrong spot here. So that means I got to dig for it. No, let's see. X5 should be like a gray part, looks like. I'm gonna pass on that for right now. There's another part here that's meant to go on this lower bit there on the back of the foot. So let's all just make a mental note of that, to look for that part. We'll come back to it later. Here for the feet. And there's those bits here. So let's just see. There's also a couple of other small little bits that I seem to have missed somewhere, or I also have those in the wrong spot. These little guys here. So we'll put those to the side for the moment as well. I don't see on here where they might have gone. These go on the back of the foot, so we'll come back to those. And the part here for the front of the thigh. Let's see, I'm just gonna review the manual here, see where I might have missed putting those on, but I don't think that I did. Nope, doesn't look like it. So it's getting very spiky. I don't want to like damage the nails or the toes or the V-fin or anything. What probably also would have been a good idea to do before getting to this point would have been to test fit the frame. So before like actually building up the entire leg, just put the frame together here. And then honestly, you could probably just leave it together while going through the rest of the construction. But just because the frame's going to be particularly tough to get onto here, might be a good idea to do that ahead of time. we go. So we'll build the second leg while it's attached. I think will be a better idea. And yeah, the manual does also say to attach the legs to the waist section before putting all the skirt armor and stuff on there. So that's my fault for jumping around in the manual. So we'll put the skirt armor back on once we got the legs on here. They are pretty tight. All right, so there's that. And let's put this back on. Front skirt's back on. Then we can actually go ahead and put the side skirt back on, or this one of the side skirts on. So I can check the orientation of that. This one. Wouldn't want to put the side skirts on the wrong side. That would be embarrassing. Afternoon and Happy New Year. Yes, afternoon. Good afternoon and Happy New Year to you as well. Wanting to make sure that everything's on here properly. The center part of the back waist armor right here, I don't like that it's two separate parts. Well, I mean, I do. But like the white part and the dark part, like the top half and bottom half of this middle section right there, kind of like a bit loose until you get it pressed on there. Once it's like pressed on, it's tight, but like trying to push them on at the same time is kind of challenging. Just because the white half and the dark half, top and bottom, aren't super tight together. Like trying to push them on is a bit tough. Anyway, yes, the metal looks way too good. I know you love those metal frames. It does look good though. It is looking very good so far. Kind of half done, more than half done at this point. Let's get the other leg put together here. Actually, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to be right back. Give me just a break here for the moment, and I'll return just a second. Hang on, guys. Where is it? This one here. Ho! Welcome back. I was just checking the chat here for a second while just getting back to it. Purchase from USA, gonna start before. I remember paying shipping. Just wondering if there's a free delivery option at a certain cost. Yes, yeah, Kay, as was mentioned there in the chat, yes, if you add nippers to your order, you get free shipping. Is it still that if you add the Apex kit to your order, you get free shipping as well, or is that not a thing anymore? I think that was a thing at one point. It might not be now. Please confirm if that's the case or not, John Luke. I don't remember. But yes, yeah, so the kit, no, this kit has not yet arrived. Well, this one, obviously, that I'm building, but this one has arrived early. We got one early for me to build a review, but the kit itself, generally, like for you guys, has not arrived and will be, yes, in the first half of February. So yes, RG Wing Zero. It's here on Sunday. Nice. That was a really nice one. Very enjoyable build, that one as well. Yes. Let's do our second leg, and as we all know, second leg and second arm always go much faster than the first one, so should be pretty speedy this bit. But yeah, I think as I started to say earlier, and I kind of like trailed off or got into something else, but yeah, Avatar. Me and my wife and kids went to see it during the holidays, and it was better than I expected, so that's good. So there's some new kind of elements that were interesting, and there was a lot of other elements too that were like, okay, this is like the same thing for the third time. So it was a little bit of that too, which I was expecting. So like I said, it was better than, overall was better than I expected, because I went in with kind of low expectations. That is definitely not right. I guess I did get it right the first time. Nice. Okay. That was good. And yeah, we took our kids, and on that note, I would say like, so my kids had not seen any of the Avatar movies yet. And so when we decided to go, we're like, oh, we need to watch the first two first. We were actually only going to watch the first one. Then we ended up just kind of changing our schedule, and we did end up having time to watch the first two before seeing the third one with them. So it was like back to back to back. We watched the first one on like a Thursday, then Friday I watched the second one, or no, first one was Friday, second one's Saturday, and then the third one on Sunday. Yeah, so we watched them all back to back. The first and second one, like not as much, but the third one, they definitely it was definitely more violent than the first two, and like all three of them have like a little bit of like swearing, like just a little bit, and like kind of still more than like I would like for my kids, but like an acceptable amount. But it did feel like even more in the third one, and with the violence and with the introduction of like the ash people or whatever, they were like I don't know, acting crazy and doing like self-mutilation and stuff, and it was all just kind of like, there was a couple of parts during the movie where like I kind of like looked at my wife for a second. I was thinking like, should we leave? I don't know if this is like good to keep watching, but I don't know, we stayed, but there was a couple of moments like that. So I mean, just a kind of word of warning, I guess, if any of you guys have kids who are young, you're wondering if you want to see it or not. I don't know. It was all right. Let's see. Forgot to add the detail. I live in Canada. Does free delivery still apply? I'm not sure about that one, Kay. I believe that the thing that was mentioned about if you add the nippers to your order, you get free shipping. I believe that still applies for Canada, though. I'm not entirely 100% sure on that. I'm sorry. I just work here, but not in that department. So I'm sorry to say. Should know that. And Adam would be able to tell you if he was here. And but John Luke can probably tell you if he's still there in the chat. He might be busy. I'm not sure. He's our storefront staff. So you could say he's also not 100%. Okay. Yeah, so I guess we'll have to look into that. And we'll get back to you. The easiest way to test it would just be to, go through your order process, and then if you go to checkout and then the shipping goes to 0, then it works. If it didn't, then maybe it doesn't work. But it should work automatically if it's going to work. But I'll see if maybe he can find out, and then I'll try to let you know here. So obviously I'm skipping around. If this is looking familiar, like the construction process, going through this and skipping around a bunch, just kind of putting parts together that I immediately recognize that I remember go together, just because that's easier. And then the little bits that I don't quite remember exactly, I'll have to go back and check the manual. But whatever I can get through without having to check the manual is kind of a bit speedier. But like this here, for example, I remember there was a number of armor pieces that do need to go on first before other things. So let me just make sure I got those on where they need to be. This one here. If you could only prime with one color forever, what would you pick? Probably white, I guess, just because then you can kind of do whatever you want over that. I suppose it depends on the subject matter. I mean, for Gunpla, white, because I usually don't often use like a black or a dark brown base for like the surfacer for Gunpla, but I do for different stuff like machining Krieger. So it just kind of depends, I guess. If I was only ever going to build machining Krieger model kits for the rest of my life and never build any more Gunpla, then I would maybe go with black. But assuming that the question is in reference to Gunpla, then yeah. Still looking for the location of these parts that I'm not sure where they go. Alrighty. Now onto the less obvious parts for me here. We'll try checking the shipping on checkout. I just have to add USA Gundam for nippers. Yeah, so if the nippers are on your order, then it should automatically make the shipping 0 when you go to checkout, is how that works, as far as I know. Is there any word on when USA Gundam Store is going to have a restock of Mr. Surfacer primer? So, no, I don't know on that. And I know, like, I think we do still have some. I think all that we might have at the moment is maybe black. So, and yeah, it depends on if you're talking like in the bottle or in a spray can. But no, I don't know of any, if and when there's any restock on that. Just worth it. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, like, sometimes that might be something that I could answer if I had recently asked myself. But otherwise, just offhand, I wouldn't know that. I'm sorry to say. Again, Adam would, if he was here, he would be able to tell you, oh yeah, we've got an order of that coming in, but I don't know offhand. I'm sorry to say. Okay, almost done with this other foot here. Well, other leg, I should say. Basically, what's left is the foot. That's what I meant to say. I was the no. I'm not the owner. Nope. Certainly not. Yeah, Adam is who does when we do the live streams, not obviously the building live streams like what I'm doing at the moment, but the like the Q&A bi-weekly live streams that we do here on the channel. That's with Adam. He's the owner. And yes. If you've not seen any of those, yes, I think actually schedule-wise, I think we were meant to probably do one today, but I'm doing this instead, and so maybe Adam and I will be maybe live here on the channel next week. I'll have to check with him what our schedule looks like. I think that's probably the plan. So I must have the ankle parts that I'm missing. The armor parts for the back center of the ankle must be in a different section here. So I'll find those in a moment. But for now, it can stand. I think. Let me just get everything situated. Ooh. Kind of like, well, with every other version, the feet are interesting in that the front and back of the feet can be rotated separately. All right. Are we standing? Or what? Yes. It stands. But you guys can't see it, but anyway, it looks like that. Yep. There you go. Looking very beefy. And yeah, we have armor pieces for the ankles that I got to put on. Just once I can sort out where's the parts that I'm looking for. And in order to do that, why don't we, again, fast forward past the arm for the moment, and we'll do the backpack, because I'm feeling that's probably where the parts are that I'm looking for. They're probably in with the backpack parts. There's a lot of parts for the backpack, and that's probably just where I stuck those accidentally. So let's do that here, and then we'll see if we can't find those feet parts. Recently completed Mercenary, the MG Lupus. I wish I could say the same. Not gotten my hands on that. Interestingly, I got my hands on this kit early, and the actual MG Barbatos Lupus I will be getting somewhat late anyway, not early anyway. Somewhat late, whenever it arrives here, basically. And I think it was meant to maybe possibly arrive sometime this week, but unless it's just been delivered like while I've been doing this live stream, then I think it's not here yet. So, and if this looks like it's a lot of parts just for the backpack, that's because it is a lot of parts for the backpack here. A lot of parts. And that's everything. There's a couple of little tiny blue parts that I want to make sure not to lose. I'm going to set those aside here. Okay, and we can go ahead and zoom back in a little bit. Lucky? Yes, lucky. I mean, I guess. I mean, it would have been lucky to also get the MG Barbatos Lupus. And would have been nice too. But yes. Oh boy. All right. C. C is what color? White, I think. So there's a white part that goes in towards the bottom here. I cannot really tell. I think it's the opposite version of this. Okay, there we go. Again, the photocopied manual is striking again here, and it's kind of really hard to see what I'm looking for, but you can manage to find it. Yeah, there we go. That part had to fit in there. It was kind of a tight squeeze to get that in there. And just while we're on the topic, I'm going to do the other side as well, which was very easy to get through. I don't know why the first one was tricky. I just didn't have like the alignment quite right, I guess. W17, which is W1. What color was that? I have no idea. K8. Let's see. It's definitely not these. I'm going to stick that up there. It's a darker part looking something not quite like that. Oh, maybe like this one? Like that? Yeah, that's right. Okay. It looks darker in the manual. It's not, it's like this light gray, but it looks much darker in the manual. All right. And I think that it's this yellow piece that goes in here like that. Would seem. Again, it's a bit of guess and test here. Here we go. Here's the opposite one of that. It was just here. There it is. Yeah. Okay. Is that, and then this part with like that. T2. Is that this red part here? I think it is. This little red piece needs to fit. Squeeze inside of there. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. Okay. This little red piece that fits inside of there, all that gives you is this teeny little bit of red that you can see. Could have very easily just been a little red sticker there, but it's an actual little bit of red plastic that feeds through from the inside just to give you that little bit right there. I mean, hey, it's nice attention to detail, and especially on the backpack. I mean, like you'd think that like in a lot of cases, like by the time you get to the backpack, you know, it's not an afterthought, but it's starting to get to be like, you know, understandably so. There's like not quite as much effort put into the backpack. What's going to be on the back side of the kit, it's not going to be as visible, so you know they don't need to put quite as much effort into it, but it's nice that they did. It's cool. All right, so up next, these clear parts and these parts, which I think go like this, and then that's probably not right. Let's see, maybe this side. Maybe that was right, or maybe that's not right. I'm not certain. Or it goes on here. Oh, it does go on here. Okay. Like that. Very nice. It's cool to see, like, yeah, just so that, like, the really nice details and color separation and everything is carried over into the backpack as well. I mean, I guess, I don't know, sounds like I'm maybe not gushing, but this is about as gushing as I get. As you guys know, I'm not like not a big gusher, but I am impressed that just the backpack is as nice as it is. It's actually one of the really nice looking parts of the build so far, I gotta say. And that goes to the other side. Flip that around. That goes there. C 17. Maybe that there, I think that's right. And it is tough to see. All right. I'm not sure if you answered this before in the stream. Sorry in advance. Sorry to read your question a few minutes late here, but Have you seen the Iron Toys 100 scale Harut Gundam? And also, what's your opinion on the Gundam 00 series designs? Generally, I think Gundam 00 has some really cool designs. So, I mean, as a series, it's probably like not one of my favorite like anime series. I enjoyed it well enough. It's been forever since I've seen it. I mean, it's probably worth watching again, to be honest. But yeah, it's not one that I would say is like one of my favorite anime series, but it has a lot of really cool designs for sure. So I like them. And then as for the 100 scale Harut kit, yeah, I have seen about that, yes. It's like black and purple for some reason. Oh. Getting very lucky, I feel like, with pulling out all the parts that I need for this. K4 is this one. Nope, not that one. They're on the top. And that one is good, I think, right? Yes? Looks good? Okay. Then we build a different part. I'm going to skip back and finish this one here real quick too. Uh-oh, missed a spot. Shoot. It's not going to be an issue, is it? I think it is. Can you squeeze in there? There we go. All good. Okay, so those are done. The Star Abyss kit we have on pre-order. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought that we did have it on pre-order. Yeah. I'm a bit scarred. If you guys remember, like way back, it's probably like 10 years ago or something. I built a not Harut kit before, and the 1 in 44 scale kit that came out of that, yeah, ages ago. It wasn't great. It definitely had issues. Where's this part? Oh, okay. I'm just praying to God at this point that these parts are the same, because there's like multiple sets of this part of the build that you're supposed to build, and they all look very similar, but I think they're slightly different. And it's just very difficult to tell which one's which, so I'm just trying it. And then we'll make adjustments as we need. For the most part, I think they're basically the same. It's just the part on the top's a little bit different, so we'll just have to make sure we have the parts matched on the top that need to go right together. There's some that have like a full circle on the top, and some that only have a part circle. I think the ones that have the full circle are actually meant to be like actual hard points for stuff to attach, and then the other ones are not. So just have to make sure we have those right, and then otherwise it should be okay. So that's going to attach onto here. Which one's which? So the one's also, I guess it's an option. Okay. Yeah, so it's an option whether you want to have the connection parts on there or not. So let me actually, I don't want to have the connection parts on there quite yet. I'll take that off for the moment. Attach, just go ahead and attach that connection part onto that. So these attachment parts for the weapon is what's going to attach onto here if you want to have that. But otherwise, if you don't want to have that on there, you can just put this one on, this part on here, which doesn't have a hard point on the side of it. So you might prefer that. So that's what I'm going to go with for now, as we're not going to have the weapons attached onto it quite yet. So we'll stick those here. Option parts. Okay, so that's our two half parts of the backpack. And then the center parts here. This one, V4. Where's that? It's not here, and I think that's probably in the different part. V's what color? V4. I'm not sure. It's meant to go in between these parts. And it looks like it's meant to be like a little black part here. Interestingly, we've still not located those parts for the back of the feet. Let me see, remind myself what they look like, because I feel like they are probably one of these parts here, and I just don't know what I'm looking for. The back of the foot's supposed to look like... No, it's not that. It's almost that, though. It might be... that? Let's see. No, there's only one of those. Might not be here yet. Sorry guys for my lack of proper organization. Or it is mostly organized, I will say, in my defense, except for this couple of parts that do appear to be probably in the wrong spot, but we'll see. The nice thing, the nice thing about this being an early release copy is if I do have any issues with it, where it could very well be my own fault, I can just blame the kit. I can just blame it and say, oh, it was an early copy, so that part was missing from the runner, or something like that. But I don't think that that's actually going to be the case. It's just a matter of me just trying to find what I'm looking for. But we'll get there. Hang on. And I wish that I had, let me see, just a second, bear with me for a second guys. I think I, oh no, what would be nice to have is if I had the parts list. That would also give me a better sense of at least what color part I'm looking for. Indeed. Because well, we might have to skip this part here too for the moment. The problem is there's a piece for the backpack. What else is from the V runner? Let me just see real quick. Is there anything else from the V runner that I can be sure I know the color of it? I do know that I have. Let's see. I have the manual in color on my phone. Check that real quick. Yeah, let's see. So there's two parts. There's one part in for the backpack that's kind of important. That's for connecting the tail. So we are going to need that one for sure. Parts for the back of the feet as well. I just need to remember what color they are. So let me look at my files here for a moment. Let's see. So I definitely don't have the parts list, unfortunately. Let's see, I do have the manual here in full color. Well, the temporary unfinished manual. And so that part, okay. Interesting. My concern is that if that is a part that I may have accidentally thrown away. Because I don't remember seeing it. So we might be tailless for the moment. Alternatively, that does look like it's going to be a pretty easy part to have to scratch build if it comes down to it. So I don't see it here. Is this? Oh man, I don't know. All right. Well, for the time being, let's also look at the part for the foot. Looking for two different things at the same time: part for the tail and part for the feet as well. The foot part is this one here. It's like a medium gray. Bit. I don't see that anywhere either, strangely enough. And that is odd. It's not that. Well, let's just press on, and then we'll just see what we have. Is it snap fit? Yes. We'll just see what we have at the end, and if I find it, I can find it. If not, then we might not have it. But yeah, basically what I'm missing for the tail is there's a connection. There should be a peg right here in the center that the tail connects onto. So it's certainly a shame not to have that. Oh. Ah! I do have it. I never cut it from the runner, and it is the one runner that I do still have. Everything else is recycled. I think I just left it here on the runner because I wasn't sure where it went. So that's one mystery solved. We're still missing the part for the back of the feet, so they've got to be here. And I'm just like not seeing them for some reason. I don't know. It'll happen, I believe it. But at least this is one part that is found. Thank goodness. Whew. Okay. Really? Is that like these honestly different? Okay, they are. They're slightly different, or I just had it slightly wrong. The left and the right side there. Okay. Moving on. Now we're sort of back on track if we can just at some point find those parts for the back of the feet. Why does it sound like everyone's getting ready to go home? It is 4:30. So we are kind of running short on time. I don't think we might not finish the entirety of the build. We might have to just leave one arm missing. But we can just kind of pretend that that's like the arm that got removed or something. Okay. This one's gonna go here, right? Yep. On the top, W19, that's this one here. Then these two parts attached together. In here, like that, okay. And for the tail, I wish I could see this better. I guess looking at the document on my phone, I guess maybe would be a little bit easier to see. Like I said, I'm just kind of not keen on doing that. I think these are leftover parts too. And then is this times 2? Yes, it is. Oh. It goes on there, and that one there. So those are also leftover parts. So you have some parts for the tail that are doubled, and not having the, I don't know if this will be the case for the parts list, but like if the parts list has X's on some of the parts, but there are, I can tell you just now from putting this together here that there are some parts for the tail that are doubled. Or like you have 2 of the parts, you only need 1, basically is what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's see. What's that? Tail looks super cool. There we go. Took a minute to get us there, and then there's still a few more parts here that I'm not too certain about. Hang on. Let's see, but we're not quite done yet, I guess. So I don't think that... Okay, well, I did miss this one. This one's supposed to go on here. Like this, I guess. This one, I'm not sure. I'm guessing that maybe that's just part of the weapons and it's in the wrong spot. So that's fine. And then that one too, I guess, probably. We have our center part of the backpack, which these parts are going to connect onto, like... That's not pushed together all the way. Like this and this, right? Oh, is that upside down? Uh-huh. That's why that looks weird. That's why it's not fitting on there properly. It's upside down. That's better. That's like that. And then I cannot see. That. Okay, this just basically makes it so that these sections are all aligned and just gives us 2 points for plugging the backpack on. So this part too is also a later bit. So we can then I do really like how this backpack looks. It is very cool. I don't remember on the original design the backpack being quite that much. Seems like there's much more going on with this one than on the original design. But there you go. That does look really, really cool, I think. And the tail does look quite awesome as well. Yeah, I agree. It is going to make it kind of hard. You don't want it to fall backwards on the tip of that tail. I can already see them messing up the tips of the claws here a little bit too. I'm really gonna have to be careful about that as best I can. But here we go. Let's we have a little bit of time. We could either do the arm, but you already kind of saw how one of the arms goes together. I'll put the other arm together off camera. Let's put a couple of the weapons here together before we wrap up. Whole bunch of the weapons parts here. There's a lot. But first of all, the swords are pretty easy. It's just a few parts here. That one, and then where's their sword blade from? As I can't tell the sword blade from the parts for the mace. That and that. And then scoot all that back. These parts for the sword handle. I'm not sure what part that is. That's this one here. Oh, there is. Okay. All right, Zaku, I'm building MG00 Quanta Zaku colors. Okay. Awesome. Nice. Think we will get any third-party 100 scale Cheekwaks kits? I don't know. It's a good question. If anything, what I would love to see be like the Zok or something. It'd be pretty cool. And I'm still so perplexed by these parts for the feet. I wonder if it's these parts. It's like these like silver. No, those just wouldn't fit. It's these silver parts that I think like would almost fit on the back of the feet, but I don't. No, it's not quite right. I'm still like, it's a mystery to me where these missing parts are for the back of the feet. I'm sure they're here. I'm like keep looking past them somehow. I don't know. It's gonna drive me nuts though. Especially if somehow I didn't cut those parts off the runner and ended up throwing those parts away accidentally. That would suck, but I mean, unfortunately, it is a possibility. I don't think that that's what happened, but it is possible. That's it for the swords, just like a few parts there on the handle. Otherwise, just like one long piece there. And again, really sharp, pointy tip there on the end. So be careful with that. Not necessarily like be careful not to poke yourself with it, but also just be careful not to just hit something and blunt that tip, bend the tip of the swords. It's kind of one of the problems with having like really sharp, like nice, sharp, pointed bits on the kit is good. But then they're like really easy to damage. Oh, and then I did forget one thing on there, didn't I? I forgot to add the little tab in the handle. Got here. Especially with this kit's fingers being the way that they are, it's nice that the weapons have tabs to tab into the hand, because I feel like those claw fingers just on their own probably aren't going to hold weapons super well. The tab is definitely going to help. We've got, let's see, mace, and then what else? Which there's the mace, and then there's another sword weapon, right? What is that? Other thing? The swords fit in the backpack like that. What is this other weapon? Oh, the grenade launcher kind of bits there that attach onto the back of the arm, I guess, right? Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Here's that dang part. So mysterious. I don't know. What's the deal with the feet parts? It's really going to drive me crazy, though. And unfortunately, I definitely do not still have the runners. So if I did fail to cut the parts from the runners, then those are just going to be gone. Yeah. All right, there's a group working on a 160 Zigong Shars colors. Oh man, I have seen a couple of different 3D printed Zok kits that do look really cool. So this one's going to be ×2 with not those. Oops. That's supposed to be like that. It's kind of loose. Hang on. Whoops. Wait. All these parts that look so similar. And I think this is also another case of having more parts than we need, I guess. It says ×2, but there's 4 of the parts here. Actually, more than that. Let me just make sure I got everything situated. Because that's like that. Oh, okay. No, it's a different part. Well, I don't know what's different about this. There's one set that says like ×2, and then another part later on that's also ×2, but I don't know what's different about them. It looks like it's the same, yeah, and even the parts are the same, so that's weird. There's no discernible difference between them. Yeah, I don't get it. All the parts are the same. Oh, except for these. These ones are slightly different. Oh, okay. One set has holes in them and the other one doesn't. So I think we're supposed to do this set that does not have the holes in it. I'm gonna have to check my phone because I can't see clearly enough on the manual. All right. Let's see. The manual is clearer on my phone. I should have just had this up the whole time. Whenever I couldn't quite see in the manual, I should just look here because I can definitely see it much better on my phone. I can see this is the part with the holes in it. It's what we're supposed to be using for this part. Everything else, the parts are the same. And this gives you a sense of how big the mace is going to be. It's going to be huge. Yeesh. Parts look so sharp. Give you injury yet? Yeah, they are very sharp, and no injury yet, but yeah, they definitely are very sharp. Yes. Oh, these are. Let's see. Okay, that's not it. These parts. Let's see. X17 and 18. And make sure that they're the same on the next part. Yep, 17, 18. They're all the same. Okay, good. one portion of the mace there. The opposite. All right. So why does that look different? Oh no! I used the wrong part. Yep. There should not be pegs on that section. Darn. So I need the part with holes, but not pegs. Okay. Should also note that these parts, not all of those have pegs on, have holes on there either. I think I used the wrong parts again. No, wait. No, I didn't. Okay, that's right. Okay, no, I didn't. It's okay. Just gonna use my phone the rest of the time because, yeah, looking at these paper instructions is not working for me. Yeesh. It's like tricking me, psyching me out and everything. That's like that. I need to wrap up the stream here in just a few minutes. Okay, and that part's not right. Yeah, these light gray parts, which I thought were all the same, are also not all the same. Some of them have a cutout circle and some of them do not. Oh my god, almost 5. You gonna keep streaming? I'm not gonna keep streaming Fast 5, no. We're gonna wrap it up here in just a few minutes. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to finish today, unfortunately. Man, and I thought that surely this would be enough time, but it's a lot of parts in here. Here's part of the mace, and as you can see, just like compared to the size of the Gundam, which is gonna be hard to show you now because the tail's on the back, but very large. There. So I will finish up the build and I will have the review out for you guys soon. If there's any final thoughts, final questions, anything you guys would like to ask, please feel free. I need to look at my phone again because I can't see in the manual. Okay. Where'd that part go? The effect parts come with this. Is awesome. Yes, it does have the effect parts as well, which the effect parts that I have, as I mentioned this at the start of the stream, but yes, the effect parts that I have are in like a kind of clear pinkish color, but I heard that from the manufacturer that the final effect parts that you guys will get with your kit will be darker, more clear red, darker color. So I don't know, I don't think that it looks bad, that clear, a little bit more pinkish color that's on there at the moment. Oh, and the camera battery died, so that's pretty good time. I guess it's a good point to wrap it up for the day, I suppose. But yeah, there we are. I will say, good. So far, so good. I want to say better than I expected, but it's not that I expected any issues with the kit. And if I did, it was only because I was warned from the manufacturer that there might be issues with this kit, just because this is an early copy that I'm getting. And so they did let me know that there might be some issues and that they're aware of the issues and that they're fixing the issues ahead of like the full release of the kit. But from my experience here so far, I would say it's been totally fine. So it's all good, it would seem. How's that supposed to fit on there? I guess it does. Does it? Doesn't seem like it would. Hang on. Do I have the wrong end in there? No? Oh, there's supposed to be something on in between. This one. Yeah, so anyway, like I said, I will wrap it up. I know you guys can't see anything, so I will wrap it up. I'm just kind of in the zone now. I can't stop building. You guys ever had that? When everything's just working against you. You're just that hardcore. Just don't ever stop building no matter what happens. Well, that's where we're at with this. I was really hoping for it to be done. It's almost done. I just had to put the other arm together, finish up the weapons, and then basically it would be done. But this is a big mace here. It's huge. Not twice as tall as the Gundam, but 1.5 times more than that. So anyway, guys, yeah, that's it for the stream for today. Let me go ahead and I'm just gonna switch to like this here to say farewell. Farewell, everyone. Thanks for joining. And here, as you can see, the not quite finished project, but almost finished product there. Very, very nice. Yeah, the fit is good. I just popped this part off the back of the leg accidentally, trying to move that. But yeah, the fit of everything was quite smooth, especially if you just make sure to follow the manual, which, as I've been saying the entirety of the build, has been a challenge for me with my just printed, like photocopied manual. But you guys will have an actual proper manual. It'd be much easier for you, and you shouldn't have any issues. It looks great. So definitely very cool. Very impressed. Yes. So check it out. And thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Check it out. Again, on behalf of everybody here, I mean, sorry that the kit has been as delayed as it's been. It's been very delayed. And, you know, nobody's happy about it here either, but it should be on the way, and we should have it in the first half of February. So if you've not pre-ordered it, check it out there on the website. If you have, then the good news is that it's on the way. It should be coming pretty soon. So, and the other good news is that it's really nice. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I would love to finish it right now, but I gotta go home. So adios, everyone, and see you later. Bye.